Hello everyone, welcome back to another sports design tutorial. Today I'll be showing you how to make this sports graphic. But as always, before we get into things, I need you guys to subscribe, like, watch the entire video to get the combination to unlock the PSD. So, now that you've done that, let's get into it. Our first step will be grab the yellow and purple from Harry Kane's kit. What we're going to do is create a gradient. I'm going to flick the gradient up, make Harry Kane a tiny little bit smaller, like so, and we're going to group him. We're going to add a layer mask so we're working non-destructively. Then we're going to slowly mask out Harry Kane at the bottom, just so it looks like he's blended into the image. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make a layer behind Harry Kane, switch to our white, and add a little bit of a glow behind him. Like so. Now we've got a little bit of a glow, just a little bit too much. I'm going to turn down the opacity slightly. I'm going to come to the Harry Kane layer, click on camera raw filter, and increase the clarity and texture, as well as the exposure. Decrease the oranges slightly, and get rid of the greens a little bit, just because we already have a green color on here. Now that we've done that, we're also going to come to our color lookup, 3-strip look. For some reason it doesn't want to work with this one. That's alright. We'll just add something similar and just come to selective color and increase the reds ourselves. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make 2 layers, clip them, set them to overlay, put them at the bottom, and again call them W and B. We're going to start with our whites, so let's turn down our opacity to around 25%. And start to draw over the white layers. We'll take our time with this. Now that we've done that, we can start to draw over the darker layers on the image. And just because we've done a little bit too much, I'm going to turn down the opacity slightly. And we can see the difference that makes. Just makes the face look a little bit better, but we're also going to decrease the black slightly. And maybe the whites just a little bit more. Just because we don't want it to be too overpowering. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add a black and white layer. Invert the mask. Come to Harry's eyes. Make sure our flow and opacity is on 100 and we're using a soft brush. And just color out the eye color. Now we're going to do with the mask selected, select brightness and contrast and increase the brightness. Now we're going to come to solid color, come to this blue color, turn it to color, and again invert the mask, and we'll draw the eye color back into Harry's eyes, just because they make the eyes stand out a lot more than before. Our next step will become to make another layer, turn our flow down to around 15%, and draw in the shadows on Harry's kit. With overlay selected, of course. Now that we've added the shadows into the kit, we're going to make another layer. And now this time switch to our whites and start drawing on some highlights onto Harry's shoulders and on his face. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add a number behind Harry Kane. Change this to 10 and add the number behind him. Like so. Make sure it's middled, and we're going to duplicate it. Bring it to in front of him, turn the fill down to 0%. Set the stroke to 2. Now we're going to convert this to a smart object. Make a layer mask, come to the middle. With our flow around 14%, we're just going to slowly draw away some of the numbers on him, just because we only want a tiny percent, and we'll also draw away the stuff on the outside. And we can see the difference that makes. We just want a little bit of a burst there. And what we'll do is we'll also make another layer in front of it. And draw some lens flare onto the numbers. To make it pop a little bit more, we'll switch this to overlay and turn it down slightly. We can just see the difference that makes. Now what we're going to do is still with our tungsten font, we're going to convert this one at the back to a smart object again. Type in Harry Kane. With our marquee tool, we're going to select the whole frame. Press V and middle it. Come to the bottom. Middle this again. Make sure it's middled. And increase our VA. With also turning down the text size as well. And we'll middle this again, just to make sure it's middled. Our next step will be adding the Tottenham logo, so I'll just drag and drop that in now. Like so. What we're going to do is we're going to put this in the top right corner. There we go. And now we're just going to put some high quality Harry Kane images into the background. One up here, set it to luminosity, turn down the opacity to around 8%, and black and white it. Make a layer mask, just with 14% flow again, and just slowly draw around it, and up the top. Add another Harry Kane image in, like so. And again, set it to luminosity, around 8%. Switch it to black and white. And turn down the opacity again. Now what we'll do is we'll also fix up the back image. Now that we've done that, we're going to Control Shift Alt and E everything. Above the Tottenham Hotspur logo layer, come to Camera Raw Filter. Increase the clarity slightly. And a little bit of dehaze contrast as well, and a little bit of exposure. Put our vignette to around 10 and our grain up. And there we go. That's how we make this Harry Kane poster. If you like this video, make sure you like, subscribe, comment what you see next. See ya.